Afternoon, everybody. This is Driver coming back with another round of ATS, American Truck Simulator. Was going to do some other videos, but I'm having some issues with my laptop. It likes to right-click everything. I don't want it to right-click. So, we don't do it in Truck Sim, so we're going to carry on with a little ATS and maybe a little bit of Euro Truck as well. So, went ahead and picked out another job. I wasn't too happy with the market. We're still in Indianapolis. We're going to go to Jefferson City, Missouri. I was wanting to try to go somewhere, different. Something we haven't seen yet, but the job market wasn't too promising. Those loads going to other locations weren't paying great and all that happy garbage. So, we've already picked up our load. Deja vu, because it looks like we've already hauled this harvester once, but it actually picked up in a whole different location. So we are going to hit the right buttons, get all our stuff back up here, and let's get on out to the state of Missouri. So I hope everybody's doing good. Only did the one video last night. This is Saturday now. Got some weather coming in. So I'm not outside doing some of the things that I was planning on doing. Trip here will be a short one from where we're at now. We're at 5 hours, 260 miles. It's a good thing. The majority of this ride will be daylight. We'll be getting there at dark. Sleeping route or not. Quite decided on that. I apologize, guys. I forgot to turn this back down. That was probably pretty loud. Yeah, that's pretty balanced. I apologize for that. Game audio was a little horrible. I was going to do another video last night. And after looking at the load board and whatnot, I turned my regular music back on and turned it back up, so never get all my volumes adjusted. It's one thing I miss about with the desktop. When I plug my headset in, which this is a wireless headset, it remembers how I had every audio level set to. On this laptop, it doesn't do that. and I really don't understand why it does that, but it is what it is. I can't even get into the audio mixer to adjust the levels that way. I have to go to each application and just turn the volumes to what I need them to be. So there's a lot of issues with this laptop. I got this laptop about 5 or 6 years ago. It was a replacement to the to another laptop. So my initial laptop was an Asus Republica Gamers. It was a Windows 7 gaming laptop, and it did awesome. I actually enjoyed that computer. After I went ahead and bought the extended 3-year warranty, and I was glad I did, because right about the time the warranty was fixing to go out, I started having some issues. And I don't remember what them issues were, but I took it to Best Buy several times to have it looked at. And eventually they finally just said, you know what, we can't figure it out. They even sent it off to Asus themselves, and Asus couldn't even get it figured out. So they finally said, you know what, forget it. Go back there to electronics, the computer area, pick you out another one, and we'll just warranty replace it. I'm like, cool. So I got this one, and it's also an Asus Republica Gamers. I actually was eyeballing a different one, because with the issue that I had at the time, and like I said, I can't remember what it was, I wanted to give something else a different try. So I was looking at a different gaming laptop, and they didn't have any in stock, but they had the Asus in stock. So I went ahead and got the Asus, and I told the guy that I really wanted the other one because it had more RAM. And what they did was they went ahead and just upgraded the RAM for me. So this thing's got, I don't know, 24 gig of RAM or something like that in it. So when I got this thing, it had Windows 8 on it. And a lot of my issues was I was playing World of Warcraft back then, and I was having screen tearing issues, and I was having frame rate drops, real bad frame drops. So I kept taking it back to them, and they said, oh, well, the Windows 10 free upgrade for everybody is going to fix all your problems. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, eventually it came around, did the upgrade, and the computer went south from there. More or less what it started doing was the screen tears never went away. The frame drops never went away. And then the new issues is the touchpad. It's been diagnosed down to that much. So what it's doing is somehow it right clicks wherever the mouse is at random times. And obviously, that causes issues when you're trying to do anything. I was doing modding for a while, and it really was a headache. And it's doing some other weird stuff. Now, as far as the touchpad, I went through and I disabled it. I uninstalled the software, and then the computer would realize, oh, that doesn't have the software. It would just do an update. I could never turn the auto updates off. Could never get that solved. Even right now, I disabled the touchpad. I uninstalled the software, and if I use the touchpad right here, it still works. That's with the touchpad. That's not with my regular mouse. So I kind of gave up on it. And at one point, a friend of mine, who knows more about computers than I do, we completely wiped this computer. I think we've wiped it probably 2 or 3 times now, and just stripped it to the bare bones of what I needed. Fresh Windows 10 install, only the software that I really needed to run the computer, and then I only installed what I really wanted on here, which was just my games and things that I like to do when I'm not home. But with all the frustration of this laptop, I decided that I wanted a desktop, and I wanted to be a home-built desktop. So the same buddy of mine helped me pick the build and build the desktop that I currently run now. And I went back to Windows 7 on it, or that's what my initial build was with Windows 7. It's only got an i5 core in it. It's liquid cooled. It's got probably about 5 fans. think it's only got like 16 gig of RAM in it or something like that. But it runs way better than this laptop ever thought about running. It's way smoother. I have less frame drops, if any at all. It depends upon what I play. It doesn't do any goofy things. The only goofy thing it's doing right now is the keyboard's messed up. I think the keyboard's going out. Some buttons don't work, and then when they do work, like for instance, I was typing something the other day, or the last time I was home, on like Discord or something, and the letter N didn't want to work, and then when it finally did work, it put like three N's instead of one. But that's a keyboard, you know. Keyboards are easy to replace. So I just find it interesting how the desktop has got actually a slower build, because this laptop has got an i7, the desktop's got an i5. I'm only running a 980 NVIDIA graphics card on it, the GTX. I'm not even sure what this one has. It has a sticker here. It's got the 965M according to the sticker by the keyboard. But I mean, I'm not going to fully complain about this laptop because it does work. I'm able to play this game. I'm able to play certain games. I just have to watch what games I play, depending upon how much mouse usage there is. Like I said, I tried to record a little bit of Farm Simulator earlier, and it kept right-clicking, which kept opening up apps I didn't need in the game, you know, for some of the mods I have. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do Car Mechanic Simulator because right-clicking your mouse is for certain things in that. So, looks like I'm just stuck with trucking, which is fine. Still working on those miles for 5-star trucking. So this will help get the miles in there. And doing the coast to coast, we get to see something different other than the vanilla stuff. So I'm planning on trying to do some runs pretty much up into different areas that's not been discovered. I'm not really, normally in my single player play, or just when I'm not recording, I'll just run wherever the best paying freight's going, that's where I'm going. I've also been trying to do it to where I sorry, I'm looking at the map there. I also try to do it to where I discover more. I don't have a mod that does it for me, and I'm not really wanting to do that. But what I try to do is I try to hit cities I've never been to, and then when I go to a city, I try to discover a little bit around the city. I don't drive every road every time. A lot of times I'll go around and like hit all the gas stations and motel, rest areas, find the garage, and that's about all I discover. If it's a town that's like at the dead end of a road and the road goes no further, I might go and just discover the whole town, grab a load, and get out of town. So we're going to do a little bit of a mixture of, you know, sightseeing, grabbing new roads, that sort of thing. Like one thing I'm doing here while we're in St. Louis is there was a road that runs parallel to the interstate for a short frame, and just to discover it, I'm going to go over here and run it. And it's very short. It'll cost me a little bit of time, but it gives me a chance to see a little bit more of St. Louis. So I hope you guys don't mind that. I was also working on achievements the other day. I did some of the Big Super special transport loads, and I did the achievement for the truck stop tour and got that done. And I apologize if it seems like I blabber a little too much. I'm just trying to keep the stream from being too dead, or the video from being too dead. Let's go down this road. We'll see see what this road looks like. Pop outside for a minute here. Got a store right here. Not supposed to see, just trees. Not what I expected to see going through the middle of St. Louis. Oh, that's the stack piece or whatever for a gallon right there. Intersection. Oh well. Intersection like that almost needs a traffic light in a way. Not that there ain't enough traffic lights in this game. One thing I've noticed in this game is that, and it's HES and ETS, is these traffic lights are horribly messed up. I get they're on a timer, but I think the timer should be extended a little bit, or I don't know if there's a way they can make like real traffic lights, kind of like what we have here in the US, where they're sensor based on vehicles in the area. I mean, at least stopping at this light didn't take as long as other ways. Get my turn signal back on here. Alright, we're back on the interstate for a while. That was the only detour of this route that I was going to add in, just to explore a little bit more. And I'm not super worried about exploring as much here in the coast to coast, because as updates come out, like for instance, their American Truck Simulator, I believe, is releasing Idaho next, is the next DLC. From what I read, it's supposed to be sometime mid-year of this year for 2020. So when they release that, all these map mods are not going to work. So I'm going to lose a lot of my discoverability anyhow. That's part of the reason why I'm not spending money on garages and coast to coast. I've bought every garage that's in the base game. California, Nevada, all them over there. I haven't bought one garage in coast to coast. I learned my lesson. I did that before. I bought a whole bunch of garages, and the reason I did that back then was because of you had to actually pull up to the garages to buy them during that time. That light pulls out there by the road, isn't it? Now you can just do garage purchases. Once you own enough garages, you can just buy them. So see, on the base game, I got all the garages, and then in coast to coast and all that, I don't have any garages. I might. What I'm doing with my extra money that I have, as I was doing my garages, I think this is how most people probably do it, but not everybody. Everybody's got a different way of doing it. But for me, as I bought garages, I was buying basically the cheapest truck, which was a day cab 579p. It was just plain Jane, solid white, nothing to it. Now what I'm doing is I own all the garages. I have them all full of trucks. The only trailers that I own are the 11 trailers that the game offers. And I only did that to do a cargo market test. I wanted to see what the rates were paying for different loads going, with different trailers. So now what I decided to do is to spend my extra money is upgrade my fleet. They're all getting trucks identical to this, except for they're not getting the oversized banners and stuff. And I figure after I do that, then I might look into buying trailers for the garages for my workers to use. But I'm still in I'm still in a cloud about whether I want to do that and how I should do that. I've read a lot of stuff. I don't really know if it's really going to be worth it. Because the AI workers, they pick their own work anyways. And I don't want to screw up an ability to not only make decent money, but also to get them back home. Because like right now, what they do is, and most people don't know this, this took me a while to understand it. So your drivers that you hire, they, so let's say you got, we'll just start with one driver, make it simple. So you got a driver in Nevada at the Las Vegas yard, or garage. And he, what that driver does is he picks his own load out and goes to wherever he wants to go. And then he goes and delivers that run. And then he looks for a load to come back home, come right back to Vegas. They don't just stay out on the road like some of us would. So if they take a load from Vegas to, let's say, Seattle, Washington, then they're gonna look for another load that comes back to Vegas from Seattle. If they can't find one, they come back home empty. That's what that means when they can't find a load. I wish there was a way to integrate it a little bit better, where they had a, I don't know, like a circle turn, or like a 5-stopper. You leave out of Vegas and you might run to, say, San Fran, and then run up to Seattle, and then you'll come back down to like a couple other places, and then you eventually end up in Vegas. You do like a circle, or a couple, like what I used to call LTLs. So I don't know if buying a trailer and putting it in my yards for my drivers to use is going to be a benefit at all. Is it going to shorten their chances of getting backhauls back to, say, Vegas, or is it going to limit them on what they can get out? I don't know. That's a lot of the questions I don't have answers to. One thing that I did read, and it's a good idea, but I just think it's time consuming. So what one person said was to go to a selected garage, so we'll use Vegas again, and look at all the companies around there and see who pays the best. Now, we know the market fluctuates anyways, but basically look at the market, and for instance, if there's only, and I know there's more than just 2 things that ship out of Vegas, but we're going to use an example. So if one is using insulated trailers to haul loads in, and the other company is cars, so if the cars don't pay that good, but the other one does, from what I read, you would want to buy insulated trailers for your drivers to constantly, basically restrict them from doing anything other than going to do the higher paying jobs. But I think that what it boils down to is the market itself for cargo. We're not going to be able to pass this guy, I don't think. Get back over. So yeah, there's a lot of questions out there. I've done a lot of scouring Googles for say, trying to figure out what pays the best, and um, is the trailer market really even worth screwing with? Period. Um, is it beneficial more for the workers, our hired workers, or is it more beneficial for just me? I don't know. Not too many people seem to have very many answers from what I've read so far. And I haven't looked up anything here in the past couple of weeks. So I don't know if anything has changed or not. But anyways, while I was blabbering about that, we have arrived, folks. We have arrived. So I'm just gonna let them park this. I don't need the XP to do the parking, from the parking stuff. So I'm just gonna let these guys park it. It'll save the time on our streams. And we'll take a look and see how we did here. It was a 260-mile run, took 4.5 hours. I mean, that's just a short one in the books. It's not a whole lot of miles, but it is what it is. I'm gonna save this up. So, guys, I'm gonna switch over to the other screen here. I'm going to end this video, but I'm going to do some more runs tonight or today. So I'm going to be recording several videos. If you like what you see, feel free to like the video. If you want to see more, feel free to subscribe to my channel. You can also find me over on Twitch. Once I get home, I'll be back to streaming again. And I usually stream these live, and then I end up putting them up on YouTube later. And when I'm home, I'm going to be streaming more content than just truck simulators. I'm gonna try again to record some other stuff while I'm here, but it's being a pain. So, but anyhow, guys, I really appreciate y'all checking out the video. I hope that you liked it. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to throw them in the comments or send me a direct message. Either way is fine. Y'all have a great day, and I will catch y'all next time. See ya.